Hello, my name is Sebastian Paul, and my group is going to present the fashion industry and how it affects the body image. So first off, the fashion industry and body image. So like most designers prefer to make clothes for thin models rather than big size ones. The reason for this is because like they usually think like when they making clothes for big size women, like there's going to be a stigma attached in the market. And then in the fashion industry, most models are pressured to be thin, and the reason for this is because of certain clothes. And then most people are usually pressured through the media, and then we see this when we look at this picture. So basically, it's saying things like model boxes, black skin, saying you're too fat for runway. So like when people see this, like the standard set by the fashion industry is thin. And then the impact of the fashion industry. So basically, like we can see like the major impact that the media plays in this part of it. So like when the media puts out like a magazine, its main target is the people. So what I mean by this is that it usually targets appearances. And then we can see this by looking at the magazines. Over here it says, "You will regret eating that cookie. You will not regret running that mile." So basically we see that like the body image in our society is a big problem. So it kind of promotes like mental disorders and anxiety and eating disorders. So this kind of leads into what Fallon is going to say. So I'll hand it over to my partner.
Okay. So basically we're going to talk about what is the big issue with the fashion industry and how it is kind of dictating how people should be presented. So the big problem is with also men and women. So the average American woman is a size 16 to 18. Majority of the models, though, you see are size 0 or 2. So that right there is a big problem because now the American population is not being properly represented. It's the same thing with men as well. There are plus size model men, and they are also not being represented. So you'll see for men, like with action figures in the media or entertainment, you'll see very ripped figures, and this would actually affect men's mental illness. This will affect their self-esteem, and so therefore they'll start taking even like steroids to get themselves the proper physique. And for women, you'll see, since majority of the models are size 0 to 2, you'll see that a lot of designers won't make actual clothes for larger women, or if they do make clothes, they're actually not very attractive clothes. So again, that affects women's self-esteem. And what is this all leading to? This is all leading to low self-esteem, eating disorders, and dangerous supplements being taken. So right over here, you can see the difference between unhealthy models and healthy models right here. Okay. And also social media plays a big influence in this. So you see these are pictures of before and after photoshops. So right here you see a Calvin Klein picture with Justin Bieber, and in the first image he actually looks a lot smaller than the second image. So you see like his hands are bigger, you see bigger pecs, his lower abdomen and everything here. And then for the woman over here, you see that they're actually in the Photoshop image a lot thinner. You see certain markings on them, they're not visible here, and so they look like more attractive in this perfect body that is very hard to obtain because it's not real. And so why are a lot of like designers not really doing anything? So the big issue is that people are actually afraid that plus size models are going to promote obesity, which is kind of ridiculous. And also too, they feel that they're not going to make a lot of money doing this. But really, since the majority of the population is actually plus size, they'll actually make more money. And also too, men are afraid to show the true colors because they're afraid that people are actually not going to support them within the media. But what we think is that plus size models are not obese, they're actually healthy models and they should be properly represented. And also too, men should not be held to such high standards within the media.
Okay, so this is Ashley Graham. She was one of the first plus size models to ever walk the runway. She was also the first plus size model in Sports Illustrated. She is infamous for using social media to spread awareness about like healthy modeling compared to starving yourself in order to become famous. So the average size of an American woman can range anywhere from like 14 to 18. However, Ashley Graham is a size 16 herself, and yet, like Fallon had said, models are normally sizes from 0 to 2, ranging really unhealthy. So she uses a social platform to spread awareness about the fashion industry and what it's doing to society. Okay, so it's not just with women; it's also with men in general. Men are portrayed to have really strong physiques and really muscular. However, that's not that's not reality for most men. So social media has also created movements for the male body as well, and that includes the dad bod, which is considered to be a relaxed look. The dad bod started through social media, and it's just to spread awareness about men and how they're affected by the fashion industry as well. It allows men to embrace the bodies that they do have. The average waist of an American male is 39 inches, and yet most of the models are average about 5 feet tall, and they have the waist of about 22 inches. However, through the fashion industry and modeling, they're made to look a lot taller and stronger. All right, now stores are eliminating the term plus size in today's society through these social media changes. Stores such as Charlotte Russe, H&M, and Garage are changing their size requirements for what is deemed to be plus size, and a lot of them are just getting rid of the term plus size altogether, and now they're going with terms such as thicker or curvy. A lot of the clothing brands are also changing the way that they shape their clothes, such as Fashion Nova, which are made to form clothing that fits a natural body and healthier body, rather than straight size clothing, because that doesn't seem realistic. Stores that carry clothes past size 14 have make a much huger profit, 72% more in fact, and they also have a much larger region of customer satisfaction. This is an experiment that was done in Florida, and it was done at one mall. These stores are right next to each other. The black jeans right here were actually a size 14, and the smaller jeans are a size 18. So this one girl, she went to the store, and if she went to the store where she got the size 14, then she would be considered a healthy weight, but she would also be considered curvier. However, if she went to the store where she just got the regular blue jeans, then she was considered plus size, and they made her go to the plus size section to get them, even though clearly they're much smaller.
Okay, so here we're going to talk about the negative effects that will happen to women if we don't implement a healthy body image. So women are always deemed to look a certain image, and they're always looking and seeing they're not skinny enough, not pretty enough, and so they're held to a certain standard where they need to look a certain way. And this leads to women having eating disorders, their low self-esteem, which could follow depression, and so they have a lot of body expectations in this world today. Here we have negative effects for men because it also affects men. This quote is by a bodybuilder, and he's saying that at his age he should have the perfect image, perfect body. He believes he has the perfect body, but still he goes on social media and he sees these men who are bigger and stronger than them, and he's saying why can't I be like that? He still is feeling like he needs to change his body to be like certain men. Here also we have Bruno Mars standing next to Taylor Swift, which everyone really probably knows, that he gets made fun of for being how short he really is. He's I think 5'5", and Taylor Swift's around 6 feet tall, and people are making fun of him saying he's too short, but in reality he can't really change that. And he also says there's nothing wrong with my height, that's not something I can control. So men also have low self-esteem. They can actually develop eating disorders as well. Here we have positive influences for women in the body aspect. This picture down here is a Dove campaign that they're implementing. It's called the My Self-Esteem Project, where they're focusing on no perfect body type and no perfect like skin or whatever. They also have a My Beauty, My Say page where people can go and just tell their stories on what beauty means to them and how they feel in their own way that they are beautiful. We also have Demi Lovato, who just came out with her documentary talking about how she had an eating disorder and how she felt like the media implemented her to feel a certain way and be a certain way, and how she wasn't going to now affect she's not going to let her mental state be affected by this, and she has now obviously become much more healthier and is a big advocate in speaking. And like Sarah mentioned, Ashley Graham is also a big advocate on body image. She's really trying to gap the size difference and gap the terms between a regular size and a plus size model. So here we have this model named Zach Miko, and he's considered the first plus size male model. So he also he's a big advocate, and he speaks and he says, I just want men to think hey, that guy's kind of like me. And he also speaks on, there are blogs for men who are considered to be overweight, where they have resources and stuff like that to all communicate. And he's a big one for, I think, Chubster is what they call, or also we have this man, and he was dancing at a club, and people were videotaping him, making him feel awful. But instead of taking the negative route, he took the positive route, and they had a huge dance party where people could just go and everyone could just feel great about each other, which I feel is very helpful for people, because he should not feel bad for dancing and having the time of his life. All right.
So after understanding the negative effect of weight loss that lead to many eating disorder, it's time for us to take actions. Some of the action that I suggest is legal actions. For instance, medical certificate before going on stage. What I mean by that is models should provide a medical certificate proving that they're healthy enough in order to work. One of the countries already took an action is France, and because their models suffer from many eating disorder which led to death, they have implied this as a requirement for model. Stricter law against drugs. Drugs here, I mean anabolic steroids. To attain physique for males, many of them go for anabolic steroid to enhance their workout. And according to the law in US, you have to be 30, or in most cases, you have to be 30 or older for a doctor to prescribe you with anabolic steroids. However, it's very easy to buy this kind of drugs online through many websites such as even eBay or even Amazon without the prescription. Other action that I suggest is promoting self-confidence. Many celebrities already took action, such as Demi Lovato's, Adele's, or in these pictures, Prince Fielder, who's a former baseball player, promoting his self-image. He's not afraid showing himself through ESPN magazine. Other action is teaching in school. According to a study, 70% of girls from age 10 to 18 define their body image through magazine. So therefore, it's very important to teach young students in early age to be confident with their body image. If we don't take action now, many of this problem will still continue, such as bullying. 65% of obese kids suffer from, are more likely to get bullied compared to their other peers who have normal weight. Health problem will continue, low self-esteem, like in Sebastian's slide, 75% of U.S. women doesn't like their body image, and 65% of the women who have normal weight want to be thinner. If we do so, we will have better health, more confidence and likely to inspire others to do the same as us. So overall,
So, we're just gonna explain what this video is. So this is a video of a model called Hunter McGrady, and what happened with her, she was previously a size 2 model, and during that time, she was told that she was actually too big to be a size 2. She was actually, she had an eating disorder. At that time, she was not eating at all, and they told her that she was too big. But then she overcame those odds and actually became a size 16 model, and she's very, very happy with her body. She promotes healthy ways of eating, and she tries to help people who struggle with their eating disorders.
All right, and that's it. So we hope we have persuaded you on why the fashion industry should not affect a person's